This comes up. You see, right before Secret Service came out, Donald Trump put his hand over his eyes, looking out as if perhaps he did see some sort of a disturbance. Noah Gray is our embedded reporter with the Trump campaign. He was in the room. Noah, what more are you learning about what exactly happened? Who was responsible? What do you know?
So this is unconfirmed, but what a local law enforcement official was telling me on the ground, someone shouted out that there was a report of a man with a gun in the crowd. Again, this is not confirmed. We've reached out to Secret Service to get more information on this, but the traveling press corps was taken backstage once Trump was taken backstage by Secret Service. We were slowly escorted out to go back to the motorcade as if we were leaving. At that time, I saw a white male in his 30s or 40s being detained by the Reno local SWAT team, and he is being held at some point in this venue here, where presumably he's being investigated by enforcement. Again, these are unconfirmed reports at this time, but according to local law enforcement telling people in the crowd, there was a report of a man with a gun in the front. He is currently being investigated at some location at the venue right now. Obviously not near Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has taken the stage again, and Tom has resumed here.
All right, Noah, thank you. As you get more, let us know. Jamie Gangel, I mean, you saw what happened here. Secret Service took it very seriously. They don't do something unless they do see something. So there was concern, unconfirmed reports, but you heard Noah Gray saying reports of a man with a gun, and he says they're questioning now a white male in his 30s or 40s that they have detained. Unclear if that is the man, but that's what he has at this time.
And you can see as we watch the tape again, there was some kind of commotion that Donald Trump heard because he stops, he puts his hand up to his head to try to look out past the lights. Look, the Secret Service, it's a high bar, as you said, John, for them to go out and do that. Someone got 2 shoes off on former President George Bush, and the Secret Service did not clear him from the room. So they clearly felt, we don't know yet what happened, that there was a threat. And the other thing you see is they say to him, I'm assuming, duck, because as they're running him off the stage, you see him go down.
Or get
and
down.
They cover his body. They try to shield his body with theirs, which is what they're trained to do, and get him backstage as soon as possible. And then in that clip, you see what presumably is a Secret Service agent jumping into the well, jumping into the crowd, presumably to subdue whoever the suspect is.
And what do you make, Angela, of his response? Donald Trump, you heard what Noah said. The press corps was brought out as if they were going to the motorcade and this was over. He was going to be done.
Right.
Donald Trump has done several rallies already today. He's going to Colorado after this. He took 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes, however long we were out here, and he is back on stage, back on his rally speech.
I actually thought it was a great impromptu moment for him. He said, nobody said it was going to be easy for us. And he went right back into his speech, not all of it on prompter. He also, unfortunately, right after, started talking about the sequestration process, making it clear he's not all the way up to speed on what exactly that is. Of course, there's military spending that got hit and defense spending, and Republicans have held that process hostage since that budget deal. But I will give him the credit of saying he absolutely responded to it the way that he should. As someone running for commander-in-chief, I think he acted appropriately. He didn't seem scared. He didn't seem shook and got ready to address the crowd again.
You got to say, he didn't seem scared.
No, he didn't seem scared.
He did what he was supposed to do, and he came right back out and didn't miss a beat.
And he also got, not to be cute about it, but he got a very good piece of video that is going to be, in terms of his response, is going to be shown, going into tomorrow, going into the eve of this. I was just texting with Kellyanne Conway, Trump's campaign manager, who reiterated, just texting with her now, she reiterated Noah Gray's reporting that there may have been a gun. They don't know what it was, or someone's saying gun, but they don't know yet. But that would trigger us to what John was saying. I mean, the level of coverage by the Secret Service, on the Republican nominee. But I just think in terms of the comment that Mr. Trump made, not only just saying, no one said this was going to be easy, but also we're never going to be stopped. We're never going to be stopped. I mean, it goes to the sort of the movement idea that he has tried to put forward, that there are these people who are against us, the Trump supporters, who are trying to keep us down, and he's the guy who's going to come back out and stand strong and defend him. It's a powerful optic.
And Paris, I will say, while the video was up and you heard him come back, I saw your face, and maybe there was a little trepidation there of what's he going to do? Is he going to go back to his speech? Is he going to completely freelance? And he responded to it, and then he went right back on to what he planned to say. That's something that seemed to make you feel very good and very calm. He didn't lose his cool, and he didn't use this as an opportunity to say, okay, I'm going to go off the prompter.
So the narrative out there about Mr. Trump is that he doesn't have the temperament to be president, that he doesn't know how to be a commander-in-chief. In this moment, and in many presidential moments, they're untested. You don't know what's going to happen, and you have to react. And a lot of it's about judgment. His judgment was spot on tonight. He responded appropriately, and he went back to his speech. He did not waver off of that, and that was the important thing to do. And the last thing I would say is this. There's an old gospel song that's by James Cleveland that says, I don't feel no ways tired. Come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy. I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. That's almost exactly what Donald Trump said today. So I don't know if he's been listening to these black churches or these singers, but I'm telling you,
go too far.
I'm just saying, it was a good moment, and it's going to resonate with those with African Americans who understand that. No, I'm serious. They're listening, and that was a good moment for him.
Not to interrupt Paris, but it is striking that he didn't come out like he did during the primaries and say, get that guy out of here. Can you believe that? Oh, it's a plan. Oh, back in the good old days, we would have treated.
I just want everyone to know, Patrick, just so everyone sees, this is video of the man, the perpetrator here, being escorted away. As we replay it, you'll see it. So I just want everyone to know what they're looking at here as we're playing this. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think you're just seeing sort of a level of, frankly, sort of message discipline and knowing how to react in a moment, as opposed to the going half-cocked, which he used to do, he still sometimes does, but that can become the story. Instead, it's this.
And John, what's interesting here is it was Trump handling it that way, as Patrick points out, but also his crowd. He was criticized, and rightly so, encouraging people in the crowd to pick on the protesters, to encouraging violence. Not only did that not happen here, everyone in the crowd, they started chanting USA. There was no one, sort of as that person was being taken down by Secret Service and taken out, there was no one who seemed to, at least from what we could see, tried to seize that moment.
That's right. That certainly seems to be the case. And there has been a history at earlier rallies where both the candidate and the crowd might not have behaved that way. But we're seeing a more disciplined crowd, I think, rising to a moment that is deeply unsettling, where Secret Service takes you off and there appears to be enough credible threat for the Secret Service to take action. And for that immediate crowd up front, to not try to take the law into their own hands, but to clear the way and to keep their cool within that context. That's a testament to everybody involved. That's the best of the political process, which we haven't seen enough of.